First of all, thank you very much, Monica, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Priyanka Ganhatharegedara from Study Abroad Private Limited, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a beautiful country. We call it the Pearl of Indian Ocean. So my topic, Decoding Student Choices, Trends in Programs and Destination Selection, with a particular specific focus on Sri Lanka. So limited time, I'll be literally reading to stay relevant. Let's move on to our overview. We'll be discussing about current landscape of higher education in Sri Lanka, factors influencing student choices, real-world insights, recent policy changes, popular programs and destinations. We'll move on to current landscape of higher education in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has a diverse education system which comprises over 10,000 state schools, and also we have 18 state universities granting admissions to around 45,000 students annually. Unfortunately, state university admissions are highly competitive. We also have hundreds of private institutions in Sri Lanka, occupying over 60,000 students annually. Sri Lanka has a population of 22.3 million. We boast about highest literacy rate in Asia, which is at 92%. Our A-level exam statistics are around 300,000 a year. On this, 49,000 of these students qualify for higher education, and unfortunately, only 24% get admissions to local universities. And the private sector, as I said before, they occupy around 60,000 students a year. There is a gap between supply and demand in higher education in Sri Lanka. This has created a surge in migration trends as well. When I entered my career in 2002 as a marketer, outbound student mobility was less than 5,000. Today it's over 20,000. While the ICEF Monitor and the British Council suggest that it could be more than 32,000 or more by 2027, so it's a larger market among a population of 22.3 million. I will also share with you some exciting figures. There's significant desire among Sri Lankan students to migrate. As per ICEF statistics again, about 48% of those aged 18 to 29 want to leave Sri Lanka. And among degree holders, 53% express their interest to migrate. About 45% of those holding A-level qualifications also wish to move abroad. This is among 170,000 to 200,000 students qualifying for higher education in Sri Lanka. And the role of education consultants therefore play a big role. In the past, foreign education consultants were limited to a few, mainly known by privileged families in Colombo. Today we have 800 plus agents, consultants promoting foreign education, driven by social media. We spoke a lot about social media yesterday. So it's driven by social media and widespread smartphone adoption. So this growth has vastly improved access to information and support for students. This is probably new to you, transnational education, TNE. This could represent an indirect opportunity for New Zealand as well, given the gap between higher education supply and demand. Transnational education has grown increasingly in Sri Lanka. We are third largest provider of transnational education for UK. That is next to China and Vietnam. In the meantime, Australian, Canadian and American universities participate in this sector as well, TNE. Sri Lankan students place high priority on quality of education. accredited institutions, qualified faculty, reputation is paramount to them. That's their first concern when they choose foreign education. And the tuition fees, living expenses, available scholarships that can offset their cost influence their decisions as well. And the cultural factors, familiarity with the English language is a key consideration among Sri Lankan students. For instance, countries like Sweden, Netherlands offer not only low cost education but also scholarships, while Germany offer completely free education for Sri Lankan students, but still they choose English speaking countries despite the cost factor. The emerging trends. Study abroad has been recruiting students for New Zealand since 2010. With recent trends, we realize that New Zealand is attractive to students, particularly due to tailored qualifications, safety, residency opportunities, and residency opportunities after graduation. Then the geopolitical stability. When you meet a Sri Lankan student, most often what they ask is the country safe? So the safety and politically stable environment is so important for Sri Lankan students. I'm sorry, I'm referring to paper to save time. Let me share some observations gathered from interactions with Sri Lankan students. Concerns about quality. Local students worry about quality of Sri Lankan qualifications compared to global options. In the meantime, they most often tend to talk to their peers about studying abroad, which highly influence their decisions. Then the aspirations and perception. This is a little relevant topic to what we discussed yesterday, but in an indirect way. Many students aspire for better career opportunities both locally and internationally when they seek foreign education in Sri Lanka. Social media shapes their perceptions, exposing them to storytelling about studying abroad. One good recent example is Canada. I hope most of you might be aware about this. In 2024, Canada had almost 1 million student enrollments. Suddenly, the IRCC placed a cap on study permits at 437,000 just to filter genuine students and improve quality. But this perception built on social media negatively impacted the Canadian student market. Because in 2024, it led to 26% drop in interest with only 207,000 new enrollments, which is less than half of what Canada expected. So that's how much social media plays the role. And trends in program selection. Moving on to program selections. Sri Lankan students in 2024, we have produced 333,183 students in A-levels across 5 streams, bio stream, then the commerce, arts, engineering and technology, physical science. In the meantime, the international schools have produced 79,793 students from similar streams in the same year. Among these students, most popular fields have been engineering, technology, business administration, medicine. In the meantime, there is a rising interest on emerging disciplines like environmental science, artificial intelligence and data science. I have more figures there, but I have limited time. Then the tailored education, I would like to highlight more New Zealand. Students prefer tailored education in Sri Lanka that allows them to customize their studies according to their interests and career goals rather than following rigid curriculums. This is very common to Sri Lankan students. They are quite aware. And as for tailored qualifications, recently we experienced most of the polytechnics and the PT sector in New Zealand. They have introduced lots of programs to us. In recent years, this has picked up among professionals in Sri Lanka. Then let's delve into destination preference. The tertiary sector in 2024 we have had 21% enrollments. I'm talking about potential. Again, I'm highlighting about the high literacy rate that we have in Asia at 92%. And the economic growth in the meantime is at 5% in the recent year. Because of this, the outbound student mobility is trending. Among Sri Lankan students, the most popular countries are Australia, Canada, UK mainly, and then US, Japan, Malaysia, China are other countries, while New Zealand is also trending among students in Sri Lanka. However, the key factors that are driving students for foreign education is basically reputed institutions. They really worry about quality of education, and the post-study work opportunities and ease of visa processes when choosing study destinations. And let's talk about recent policy changes that impacting student choices in Sri Lanka. As I mentioned before, there is a gap between supply and demand in higher education. So the government is aware of this, and they are fostering collaborations between local universities and international universities to have diverse programs. In the meantime, the government reforms demonstrate that their commitment to expanding international educational opportunities in Sri Lanka. Recently, we have collaborated with China and Japan. In concluding, choices of Sri Lankan students are mainly influenced by quality of education. And then the safety, global career prospects and cultural experiences. As agents, we engage constantly with our students for them to stay relevant and be informed on educational opportunities abroad. So that's a small overview to Sri Lankan educational landscape. And I have a Q&A session as well if anybody has anything to ask from me.
While Amarpreet and Saikiran set up, if you have any questions, can we put a big round of applause for very crisp, I must say, for the time that she was.
I was really to finish it within 10 minutes.
It's been awesome.
Thank you.